Thank you for tuning into Gary Baker at Gary Baker Last Lonely Traveler YouTube videos. Today I'm going to be talking about juggling. I started juggling in college. There are a lot of benefits to juggling. I found as a young man that it was a good way to break the ice at a party. Ran out of money in Bangkok, so I started juggling in front of the Citibank in downtown Bangkok and made enough money that day to stay another couple of days until I could get my travel arrangements figured out to get the hell out of there. Being a juggler helps you to catch very well. Someone can throw something at you and you'll catch it with your right hand, your left hand really quick. One of the problems with juggling is that you develop a reflex to catch things really fast. And sometimes if you're sitting at a table and something's falling over or something is dropping, you don't even think about it. You will reach out to catch it and you'll slam your arm into the bottom edge of the table, and it really hurts a lot because it's not just a slow move. It's a really fast motion. So I've been hurt many times doing that. Things are happening pretty fast in this video, so you might want to every now and then put it on maybe half speed and watch to see where the balls are going. When I'm juggling, I don't see my hands. And so it was really actually kind of fascinating to look at the video and go, oh my God, my hands are doing that, because I'm mostly looking up. I'm just looking forward, and I use a lot of peripheral vision. You'll see that I'm kind of dancing, kind of bouncing up and down. I use my legs for two things. One is just so that both my arms will maybe throw the balls up at the same time, and it actually, on an upstroke, helps to throw the ball straight up instead of out. And a lot of the tricks, I tend to keep my elbows in close to my body so that my arms don't start wandering off too far away, because the next thing you know, you start throwing the ball way out in front of you. So let's take a look at some juggling techniques that I've come up with myself, maybe different than the way other people juggle. Okay, so I learned to juggle in college, taught myself. There was no Google. I've never ever read anything about juggling or looked it up ever on the internet. These are just things I taught myself. So you might learn something that's different than what other people say. I think it's, I'm a little surprised whenever I see people who want to learn to juggle and they can't even throw the ball up and down and catch it, right? so you start with one ball, and then anything you do with your right hand, you should be able to do with your left hand too, or you're going to get way out of balance. And then you pass it back and forth, and even with your eyes closed, you should be able to, because you can't see your hands most of the time when you're throwing things up in the air. And you learn to pass it back and forth, and higher, and then behind the back, and just weird things like catching it at the top of the palabra, and there's not too much you can do with one, but you should at least learn to be in control of it and be able to pass it back and forth and behind your back and such. Then you move on to two balls, and they kind of follow each other back and forth. And then you can throw them together, you can throw them across each other, you can throw them over each other. I tell you can throw them over each other. The light's not so great. I don't wear my glasses when I'm doing this because the diffraction of the lenses puts the balls in places where they really are not at. And then you might start doing behind your back with two. This one I only recently started doing, and it's actually not easy to do. It's like this, go like that, and then do it to the left side also. Oops, see, you dropped it. I will drop the ball, believe you me. Okay, what else do I do with two? Just simple things like this. Oh, there's some harder things to do with two balls. Let me see, like what? Oh yeah, you can go like this. One thing about juggling, I can never remember the tricks that I can do. So let's see. Oh, And then you can do it like this, but then you end up with one hand, and you get it down really low, and then up higher. It's up there higher, and you start just grabbing it up in the air and up over to the other side. See that down low. My left is not as good as my right, but it's not bad. I think that's all I can think of with doing with 2. Then you get to 3, and it's a whole other story. There's a lot of stuff with 3. Here's your standard one. You can just sit there and do this all day while you're thinking. You pass it over. You see some of these elements from the 1 and the 2 that end up in the 3, right? That's one. This one. Like that. Like this. Have them cross over. Over. What else do you do with 3? Oh, this is really hard, this one. I'll drop it. Don't worry. I will drop it. It's like in the cartoons, right? It's in a circle. Do it with the right. You got to do it with the left. And then behind the back. Oh, he threw it away. Gosh, what a nasty job. Like this. That lighting's not best. So, oh, let me see. Oh, yeah, this one. This is a fun one. It's actually not that hard to do. Like that. Oops. It's like picking apples or something. One behind the back. Always the same one goes behind the back. But then the harder part is to always have everyone go behind the back. See how hard it is? And on the left. I said the left. Darn it. I think I got to start them with them higher in the air. It gives me more time. So when I'm doing this, before I start, put them up higher. Oh, shoot. Higher, I said. I quit juggling 40 years ago. And only recently took it back up, which goes to show this is the hard one, okay? All the balls behind the back. Oh shoot! See, I started growing this beard. I had one like 30 years ago. Now I have this beard and it's really ruining my juggling, I tell you. Oh, and you want to probably wear a short sleeve shirt. You got to get some balls like these. They have all these different colors and they're fairly small, so that no matter where you're at, you'll see a color contrast. And if you're doing things like throwing them together in the air, they're less likely to hit each other. And they have a nice weight. It costs $35 for 3 of them, but they're really worth it. I'm still gonna try that trick. Rats! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cut off, and then I'm gonna come back and I can do this amazing, right? Okay? How do you do that? Rats. How do you do that so well? And the other side. Okay, you get the message, you get the point. What else is hard to do? So many tricks, sometimes I forget them. I might go back to them. Then there's 4. Just doing with 4. There's a lot of elements of 3 and 2 that go into 4. Oh, jeez. So you keep the 4 up, and then you can cross them, cross them, cross them, cross them. And then the other thing that's easy to do, and it's kind of fun, it's kind of what I call the fountain. This is actually exercise. I'm not sweating here, although it's kind of a hot day today, but man, It's not a non-exercise. Okay, let me see if I can do this trick without screwing it up. Should I call it a trick or a behavior? Okay, here we go. I don't want to call it the fountain or something like that. The fountain. Come on. The fountain. See, it's so easy to do, I don't even drop them, he said. What's really fun to watch is when I'm screwing up, and if I can ever repair something in the middle of a trick. It's amazing. Sometimes I do great. I'm going, wow, how did I do that? Because everything's falling apart, and somehow I fix it and get it to come back together. So here's a redo of some of the things where I throw the ball higher, and they didn't show up so well in the video, the first part of the video. So here we go. So I'm juggling with 3. One of them that gets pretty high is this one. This one. Picking apples. And this other one. So yeah. Oops. Pretty high. Ugh. And what else goes high? So doing 4. A lot of those got totally out of the picture. I'm not warmed up, but here we go. And I didn't warm up. And then the water fountain or whatever it is. Here, ready? Are you ready? Okay. "10 minutes a day. If you want to learn to do something, don't beat yourself to death with it. I play guitar 15 minutes a day. I juggle 10, 12 minutes a day. I have this long list of things I do every day. I do a certain amount of writing every day, and then I don't dread starting it because I know I say I can be done in a few minutes. So anyway, that's the guy who taught himself how to juggle. There's another fun one where you just juggle 3, but you bounce them all off the wall. Bam, 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 off the wall. I must have forgotten something. I might put it in near the end as a supplement, all right? That's Juggling by Gary Baker, Last Lonely Traveler. See me at biopatent.com. It's an ancient website, totally disorganized, totally archaic. It's mostly about 240Z sport cars, sorry, but also crazily enough, recipes. So anyway, see you later. Hope you enjoyed my juggling show, and come see other crazy, the stuff I do is very diverse. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.